another Brick fan with a Marvel superhero set. This is Escape from the Ten Rings. This is set 76176, was released in April 2021, has 320 pieces, 4 minifigures, and cost about $30 when it was released. As you saw on the box earlier, this set is based on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is a Marvel movie that came out in 2021. And this depicts a scene from the movie where Katie and Shang-Chi, along with a couple of others, are trying to escape from the Ten Rings. So we have a car here and a couple of motorcycles, and then some various weapons also. And then we also have Morris, who is this little guy right here, which is a creature that we were introduced to in the movie. Let's go ahead and take a look at the little accessories first, and then we will take a closer look at the minifigures. Here are two what I would call weapon emplacement. This one right here is a spring-loaded shooter. So you just tap here and it shoots out the bullet or the dart here, done in this trans blue color. They do swivel 360 degrees. So it makes for a little weapon emplacement. This one over here is a disc shooter, which I first saw in Avengers sets. But you see that disc little shoots out. And the disc in this case is also a blue colored disc there. So there's a couple of these side builds. There's one other little side build, which is this weapons rack. And as you can see, it's got a sword, a spear, and a couple of sai on it. So just a few extra weapons that could be kind of put around in a scene. And then there are 3 vehicles that come with this set. So the set includes these 2 motorcycles, which are almost exactly the same. They have this nice 10 rings pattern on it. You see there with the crossed swords and then the various symbols for the 10 rings. This one has some pink accents as well around the outside. This second motorcycle has the same symbol as well, and then it has some of these kind of teal accents on it. So they're both the same mold, they just have different stickers for each motorcycle. And then this nice car is also included. You see, it doesn't have any opening doors, but it has a lot of stickers with battle damage on it. Unfortunately, the stickers are a little bit different. They're more orange than the kind of darker yellow of the vehicle itself, so the stickers kind of clash a little bit with the vehicle. But the roof comes off, and there is space inside for 2 minifigures. So you can fit two people in here, a driver and a passenger right behind there. And then there's kind of a trunk space in the back. So we could take like our little Morris guy here, and Morris could sit in the back of the vehicle like that. I do like the sculpting of this vehicle. I like how they kind of put a lot of angles here on the back. You can see that the rear view mirrors on either side are done with these little studs with the post piece on them, kind of a newer piece. Here's a MRT 1203 license plate here. You got the nice wheel wells. The brakes are the brake lights are kind of integrated into the design, and it's curved here in the back, which I thought was nice. More of those kind of crash or battle damage type stickers. The front is also slightly curved here. And these headlights are actually done with those tooth pieces, which is that 1x1 with that kind of tooth sticking out. If you take the hood off of here, you see how that piece is done right there, which I thought was a good choice of pieces to use. I think it makes for a really nice rounded headlight look, and then more stickers here for battle damage on the hood and here on the front fender. Very nice car. The car is 8 studs wide. You see this is a 6 studs, and then there's a little bit of fender here. So about 8 studs wide. which I think is a pretty standard size for cars. I would have liked to seen opening doors. Just would have been nicer, I think, but maybe it would have taken away from the look of the vehicle that they were going for. Overall, still a pretty nice little vehicle and certainly a good play piece. Let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. As I mentioned in the intro, this set has 4 minifigures. They include Katie, Shang-Chi, Wen-Wu, also known as the Mandarin, and Razor Fist. Taking a look at our 2 heroes or protagonists from the story, this is Katie, who is Shang-Chi's friend, and she's dressed in this bright red armor that she was wearing kind of towards the end of the movie. And she's carrying a crossbow, which I thought was an interesting choice because in the movie she actually used a regular bow and arrow. Shang-Chi here is in a red armor as well, black legs, a very smooth hairpiece here. He has one of these rings that have been around for a long time as a minifigure accessory. He's got kind of a more neutral expression, whereas Katie's got this smiling face here. Moving around the figures, you see Katie's got this, I think this is like the elf princess wig or hairpiece, just done in all black. You normally see that I've seen that in many different colors. And here is Katie with a more neutral expression. And here is Shang-Chi with, I don't know, it's maybe a smile, a grimace, or I'm not exactly sure. Kind of a interesting kind of half open mouth expression here. Again, continuation of that armor printing on the backs of both of these figures. And then we move back around to the front. The leg printing on Katie is actually quite nice, and it does fit very well with the torso print. Let's take a look at our next 2 figures. Here we have Wen-Wu, also known as the Mandarin, and he also comes with a ring. And then this other figure here is Razor Fist. And he's the one you'll recognize from the trailer as having that sword that comes out of his arm. So the way they represented that was with this blade piece here and a gray hand. The Mandarin here has this blue and silver armor with some white in there too. I think that turned out very nicely. Even some printing down here on the toes of his feet or boots. He's got kind of the angry clone type face. Sort of looks the same as that. He's got a very smooth hairpiece here, very nicely parted to the right. Razor Fist has a kind of the stubble beard here. Good printing on the torso. Some intricate designs here up here at the collar and down at the belt buckle. And he does have the 2 different colored hands and a sleeveless look here. Moving around, there is good continuation of that printing on the back. So this here on Razor Fist is that 10 rings logo, which is probably a little small to see, but it's a very, very well done print on that. No alternate expression for the Mandarin, but Razor Fist does have an alternate expression where he's got this open mouth expression. There is one last character in this set, and this is Morris, who's just this little 6-legged kind of blob-like creature with wings. Doesn't even have a face, really, in the movie. So no printing on this little mold, but it is a fun little mold. I like the way that the wings turned out and then the 6 legs. And it kind of looks like he's walking or perhaps reaching for something. So that is little Morris, who is also one of the characters you see in the movie. Let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this set. Overall, this is a very nice play set. I like the 2 motorcycles. I do like this newer motorcycle design. Been around for a few years anyway, but I think it looks really good. The stickers work really well with that, with each of the motorcycles, and I like how they have some different coloring on them to distinguish the 2 motorcycles apart. The vehicle, like I said, is big enough. I've got the 3 characters in there. So I've got Katie, Shang-Chi, and Morris inside the car. And of course, Wen Wu and Razor Fist are both riding the motorcycles back there. I think this could be used very well for lots of play scenes, and you know, the vehicle is certainly a good play piece, and it could be used inside of a city or just as a general car. I think it's solidly built and certainly will hold up to some play and being able to drive that around. And then, of course, the spring-loaded shooter and the disc shooter are nice items to get as well. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this Shang-Chi set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Marvel Superheroes playlist up here on the screen.